of kind of you going around, doing a bit of traveling to different clubs, reaching out to different clubs. So it was kind of relevant because one of the recent guests I had on, Ewan Sharp, kind of being at Man United Leeds in terms of first team coach, he did exactly the same. So it was kind of, I wanted to ask you about that in terms of, why did you do it in the first place? Were you aware that you just wanted to learn, and also just a bit more about where you went and maybe what you took from that experience?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, if you remember, I told you about calling the Tokyo banks
Mm,
and cold calling. It was
yeah,
exactly the same. My son was at Watford. I wanted to do it. I got my A license. I knew it, and Watford had asked me to go full time in the academy in 2005 and 2004-5, and I, of course, you want to take it. The pay cut of 90% was another story that my wife was not so happy about, Chris. But um, I think I didn't have the belief in my depth of knowledge that I was ready to go full time, because I never want to be in a position, Chris, where I'm asked a question and I fluster and I can't answer it with a young player. So I wanted to really understand the go around Europe and understand youth development, player development, from a younger age to 18, etc. What's involved, what's needed, what's the best. I also want to see the standard. I want to see where are the best players. I hear people say, oh, he's a top player.
mm,
No, he's not. No,
yeah,
he's not. He's good. He's
mm,
not top. So I literally, Chris, I started off by cold calling all these clubs, and I just got click, click. Who are you? Click. You like to cut click, and it carried on. And I know there's 43 in my diary. I think it's 43 or 46 in my diary that I'd called.
mm,
I got through to Sport in Lisbon and a guy called Diego Matos, who remains a great friend. He works for FIFA. He covers South America and North America now, and top man. And he said to me, if you can get on a plane, I'm playing golf in the morning. You've got 5 hours of my time. If you play golf, even better. So I bought my clubs, jumped an EasyJet flight, literally booked an EasyJet flight, got over there and had 5 hours. And we got on great. We got on great. And he's a top man. He was a Portuguese international, played for Sport in Lisbon, was academy director, and he invited me over. So I've gone back home with the golf clubs. No, I haven't. I left the golf clubs there, gone back home, grabbed a suitcase, come back over. I ended up spending about 6 weeks in total.
mm,
But this is a club that produced Figo, Ronaldo, Kuzma, Nani, all these, to see the gym and the basic spit and sawdust type gym, to watch how the players ate, to watch the talent, to watch the work rate, etc. And I had exposure to all of the age groups. And then he said to me, "Well, where do you want to go now?" I said, "Well, where do I need to go to?" I need to go to Ajax. Phones up Ajax, and I go to Ajax for a week. And Ajax go, "Where do you want to go now?" I go to Barcelona. I go to Munich. I literally had the privilege, Chris. I mean, it was expensive and
mm,
it was hard work, and I'm away with family and all the rest of it. But it was the most valuable 12 months of my life. And then I was ready for Watford. Then I seen the school models work. Willem II in Holland, fantastic. Their youth recruitment, how they compete. A club that produces Overmars and Yapstam, how do they compete? Watching Valencia in terms of their school model, understanding Ajax's recruitment, how they go around that. Seeing FC Barcelona for the La Masia, how they do it. That the working, some fantastic people there, Chris. A guy called Pera Graticos. I don't know if he's still there, Pera, but fantastic knowledge and the interaction between the first team and the academy, and how it's just one family. All of these things and so much more just allowed me to go back and go into that job at Watford as an under 13, I think it was, academy coach. I'm not saying that disrespectfully,
mm,
but at the time I'm leaving a senior dealer's job
yeah,
to come to there with a massive pay cut. But I felt now I was energized and I was equipped with far more knowledge. Obviously, so much more still to learn, but I was far more comfortable with what I could deliver and produce, Chris, in terms of helping the players develop.
yeah. So you say you went there on your own, Mark. You'd left family. You went to
Yeah.
all this club. Okay, cool. So can you just talk a bit more on what you actually were? You just observing sessions? Were you given kind of reign to pick the brains of these coaches? Like, how did it work?
It worked in a number of ways, because I'll go back to what I said to you, Chris, about I had a hook.
Yeah.
So they were intrigued as to why did you play? Were you international, Premier League, or no, 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 no. No, I was a conference player. I was probably, that's what I was. I was a conference player. Loved the game, very sporting, but I was a conference player. But my background was this, and again, intrigued, absolutely intrigued, and I had full access to sessions. I could go through the session plans with the coaches. I could see the drills. I watched, for example, how Barca's first team, Secunda B, and an under 19 team would replicate sessions, timekeeping all at the same time. They could move players up and down if need be. And so much you observed Real Madrid's, tiered pitch system to work up to the first team and the aspirational type model. I watched, things like even at home, I watched Arsenal replicate a copy. I don't know if Arsenal copied it, they were copied in terms of the youth team having the plastic cutlery and the first team having the silver cutlery and paper tablecloths and cotton table sheets and all these type of things, sorts of small details, but I had full access. And then you're going out for a beer in the evening with the coaches or a glass of wine, or you're going to dinner, or I was back in a hotel room most of the time, just writing the notes down,
Yeah.
and understanding, what I could do and how would you tweak a drill. I don't like to copy a drill. I don't like, that kills me when I see people that I'll copy a drill. Well, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? How does it impact your players? How does it affect your style of play? And can you tweak it to make sure it's more relevant, etc.? So I had time in a hotel, Chris, doing that. And it's quite like, you're on the road and you're on your own and there's downtime and you have to maximize it. So, yeah, that was a challenge, but the bank had really prepared me to do that.